position. Joining us to talk about Walmart's results is Jharonne Martis, Director of Consumer Research at Refinitiv. Also, Chris Horvers is here, retail and hardlines analyst at JP Morgan. Chris, I'll go to you very quickly. Just your top line. I was watching or looking at this report that you just put out literally moments ago after hearing this report.
Yeah, I think big picture, it was a nice 6% beat versus expectations, but we don't expect a full flow through to the stock reaction today. Basically because the stock's rich on valuation, and while they continue to expand operating margin in the U.S. business, which is key to the bull case, some of the beat was driven by the tax side. So, the tax portion and the valuation is going to inhibit the full flow through of that 6% EPS beat.
So what kind of price tag do you put on that stock? 12 months out.
12 months out, I think from here, given where the valuation is, you're basically buying earnings growth rate. They're targeting about a mid-single-digit EPS growth rate over the longer term. So I think that's sort of the base case here. To the extent that the Walmart U.S. business stops expanding operating margins or that comp falls down to 2.5, I actually think there's more risk that multiple can contract, given that the multiple's now 23 times as you look ahead. It was not that long ago that this stock traded, around the S&P, and so you're at a nice premium to where the market's trading currently.
Just to clarify, will you be short the stock?
We have a neutral rating on the stock. We just think it's a very well-positioned company. They're executing very well. The consumer's solid. They're driving a good balance of top-line growth and delivering.
You're saying all these positive things, and yet you're quote-unquote neutral. Let me just bring Jharonne into the conversation. Where are you on this?
Well, I think what's really remarkable from today's result is the fact that Walmart raised their guidance. To date, we've received 22 negative guidance from retailers and only 7 positive. So the fact that they're doing this in a time when there's a lot of uncertainty around tariffs is pretty remarkable.
What does that say? Is that a story about the consumer, or is that a Walmart-specific story?
Both combined, because Walmart has proximity to the consumer is so large. It reaches 90% of the U.S. consumer because it has a store within 10 miles of them. So it tells us that both the consumer is strong and Walmart initiatives are very, very, very well.
So I think that is true, but I also think that they raised their earnings guidance for the full year because the third quarter is so strong. The implied fourth quarter didn't actually change. They didn't lower it, but they didn't move that up.
Right. So then when you compared the third quarter results, this year results to last year, total sales grew by 2.5%, the average ticket by 1.9%. So the amount of money that the consumers are spending both online and in store at Walmart has increased drastically. So the positive traffic is really what's driving the win that we saw today. The grocery delivery, the grocery pickup, they're all building customer loyalty that continues to drive the positive growth that we're seeing at Walmart. So they're doing a really good job in the integration between online and
so what do you
stores.
think the stock's worth?
I think that a lot of the good news is already priced into the stock.
So you're back in this neutral, just hang out with the stock, own it?
Don't
own it?
I think Walmart is very well positioned going into the holiday season. In fact, one of the strongest, them and Target. It's all about fast and convenience.
But your friend Chris here thinks that actually the multiple could potentially contract on this stock.
Well, I think that when you look at the forecast and where Walmart is positioned for the holiday season, I think it's one of the best performers, and Walmart is definitely going to be one of the winners.
This is cable. You can tell him he's wrong if that's what you'd like to do.
I think, like I said, Walmart is very well positioned going into the holiday
Chris,
season.
this is cable. Tell her she's wrong.
I think you want to look at other operators. I think the consumer's solid. I'd rather look at a name like Target. It's got a significant 5-6 turn PE discount to where Walmart's trading. We think they out-comp where Walmart comp this year. We're pretty bullish on the consumer into the holiday. I'd rather have a larger mix of discretionary product in apparel and hard lines and toys and electronics, and that's where the consumer's going to go this holiday for Christmas, and that's Target.